Alright, so today I'm gonna finally move on, even though I think I've been delaying it because I don't like my camera quality. But I don't know how to make my camera into a webcam right now, because it's one of the old models which doesn't allow you to easily make it into a webcam, because there is software for it, but it's for the newer models. So anyway, today I'm doing Module 5 of JustinGuitar's course, beginner course, Basic Theory and Strumming Development, which I don't like the sound of, to be honest. Especially the strumming part, because I just don't remember any of the strumming patterns. But let's see what he has to say.
Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Welcome to lesson 5 on my beginner guitar course. Lots of interesting stuff for you coming up today. We're going to be looking at the C chord, which is probably not the easiest chord that we've looked at so far. It's a little bit stretchy. I found it a bit awkward too, but to tell the truth, I got it together faster than I thought I would, and I'm hoping that you will too. We're going to check out a bit more about strumming, about like the overall...
I can see he's doing the C chord right now. The C chord I did actually do maybe 8 years ago. I don't remember what chord I got up to. I think I may have done the F chord, but I don't remember what the F chord even looks like anymore. I think I did the G chord for sure, but I also don't remember what that looks like. I think I got up to suspended chords, but I don't remember which one. Yeah, I feel like I should have been doing one of these modules a day, one every day, but for some reason I'm, you know, as I do, I get stuck and stagnant on the same thing over and over. So I am going to try and maybe see if I can go through them like once a day, but I also want to get the chord changes to a decent standard and the songs, and I think I've done okay with the last song, Ain't No Sunshine, so that's why I kind of thought I should better move on now.
Picture of how strumming works and about adding in extra strums and making up your own strumming patterns. It's a fairly big deal. I was about to refilm it and I watched the video that I made of the same lesson a few months back, and I'm like, this does it. I don't need to do this one again, so don't freak out. I'm wearing a different t-shirt, but the content of that video is really super, and I'm sure you're going to have a lot of fun when you understand a bit more about like the overall picture of how strumming works. And yeah, anyway, it's a pretty big deal. We're going to talk a little bit more about a few specific patterns that I'd like you to try out during the week. We're going to discuss a thing I call the note circle, explain to you what sharps and flats are, how that works, the naming of the notes, and the 12 notes that we use in music for anyone who doesn't know that. We're also going to discuss making your own songbook and why I think it's a really good idea to collate all of the songs that you're learning into one place. I think it can be a really strong thing to be working on. And lastly, we're going to be checking out a super cool riff. It's Come As You Are by Nirvana. All-time classic, great guitar riff, lots of stuff to learn in it as well. So not too much new stuff, but particularly with the C chord involved and learning some songs that are involved, that's going to, that's going to be your main challenges for this lesson. So let's get stuck in and check out the C chord.
First of all, he's wearing a sweater, not a t-shirt. Secondly, I never have heard of any of these songs that he suggests these riffs from, so maybe I should react to these songs or something. But since I do have a reaction channel, kind of got stuck with that as well. That's something else I got stuck with. I was supposed to react to movies and series, but they, didn't happen somehow. And books, reviewing books, that also didn't happen. Crazy stuff. I feel like I needed a different channel for each thing, but yeah, it all kind of got all muddled up. The C chord, the guitar strumming tips, explore strumming, understanding music notes, your own songbook, riff, Come As You Are, songs for module 5 practice. Am I going to do all this in one day? I don't know. But C chord first. C chord. Yeah.
Hey, Justin, back with you today. We're checking out how to play a C chord. Now, it isn't the easiest chord for beginners. It's one that I found particularly challenging. I'm going to give you as many tips as I can.
Whoa! Why is my amp making this noise? I'm so confused. Whoa! Whoa, that's loud. What's happening? I have no idea why it's so loud. Oh, it's this gain. Still feels quite loud. Wow.
To help you get your C chord sorted out as quickly as possible. So, this is what a C chord looks like. We've got our first finger in the first fret of the second string. The second finger goes down in the second fret of the fourth string. So actually...
Hang on, I just need to check. You can see my guitar, which you can't. Kind of tight over here. Okay.
If we put the third goes down in the second fret of the fourth string. So actually, if we put the third finger down there, we'd have an A minor chord. So it starts kind of like that. But now, third finger is reaching around to the third fret of the fifth string. So that's already for some...
Yeah, it's kind of confusing how he says that. The third fret of the fifth string. I feel like it would be easier if he said the fifth string of the third fret. I was kind of confused there.
Of the second string. We've got our first finger in the first fret of the second string. The second finger goes down in the second fret of the fourth string. So actually, if we put the third finger down there, we'd have an A minor chord. So it starts kind of like that. But now, third finger is reaching around to the third fret of the fifth string. So
okay, this feels quite easy for me. It does feel quite easy. Maybe because I was doing all those stretching finger exercises that he suggested in practice.
So that's already for some of you going to be a pretty tricky situation to find your fingers in. The first couple of things to notice. One, the angle of the fingers. So it's not this. If you try and play a C chord like that, it's really, really difficult. Getting the stretch between those two fingers and the first finger, I can kind of do it, but definitely not left-handed. This is a real difficult way of playing the C chord. So just note, see, by angling the hand there, you end up, it's kind of like you're putting the fingers, you know, it's a lot easier that way. It's not actually stretching, it's just changing how much curling up they're doing, okay? Now, the challenge with the chord, the first thing is that we don't want to play the thicker string. We want that note to be dead. So when we put the third finger down, the tip of the third finger is touching the thicker string as well as pressing down this note. So
now this is something I have trouble with, muting strings. I just don't like muting strings. Kind of tricky.
Holding that note down and muting the thicker string.
Okay. Well, that didn't work. I guess that's muted. Even though for an electric I can still hear it.
String. Finger down. The tip of the third finger is touching the thicker string as well as pressing down this note. So it's holding that note down and muting the thicker string. Now again, when you first try and mute that thicker string, you're going to find it pretty difficult. And don't worry about it if you don't get it on the first few days that you're practicing the C chord. As soon as you feel like you've got the rest of the notes ringing out true, then start to worry about just when you get the C chord down, just move that third finger over just that little bit to be able to mute that thicker string, because it is kind of an important part of the making the chord sound good. Now, as well as that, the third finger has to be on the tip enough to let this note ring out, because if the third finger lays down too much, you'll find that it mutes the fourth string. So it's got a bit going on here. I think moving it slightly higher so that it's muting the fifth string, that will automatically clear the way. Blocks the fourth string. So it's got a bit going on here. I think moving it slightly higher so that it's muting the fifth string, that will automatically clear the way for the fourth string. This note on the fourth string shouldn't be too much of a difficulty really, unless you got your finger too far back and you get it buzzy or you're not pressing hard enough. You should have that one alright. Open third string. If it's dead, it's almost certainly the underneath of the second finger laying down a bit too much, like that. So you just make sure you're lifting, again, just moving the hand slightly further forward. You know, only a few millimeters will bring it out enough. I know it looks like I'm touching there, but still there's this little gap here between the first finger, where the first finger meets the hand and the guitar neck. It's not touching. Looks like it's kind of touching like that, I guess, but there's ever so slight gap. Later on you might want to touch it, but at the beginner stage I would definitely recommend leaving a very small gap there. First finger, again, you should be fine with that. Make sure it doesn't creep too far forward and go a bit dead. And it needs to be right on the tip of the first finger, because you've got an open third string, the fretted note on the second string, and an open thinner string. You really got to be on your the tippy toe, I was going to say, the tippy tip of your finger. Otherwise you're going to mute, if it's too flat, you're going to mute that thinner string. So as usual, we're going to be doing the strum. Pick out the strings one at a time, including the thicker string, which should be dead.
Well, it's probably not going to be dead here. Well, it is dead. Is that how a C chord is meant to sound? I don't even remember.
Strum. Pick out the strings one at a time, including the thicker string, which should be dead.
Oh, by the way, I actually never would have played the C chord with the amp, because I only started using the amp this year, so none of the chords I played like properly with the amp. So that was the first time I did the C chord, I guess, properly on the electric. Or anyway.
And then when you've got them all happy, give it that strum. Most people find the C chord pretty tricky when they first encounter it. That's okay. You just got to persevere through that little difficult section.
Now the problem is I'm not really leaving a gap there, and my thumb is like horizontal and this is touching the neck, which apparently you're not meant to do. So even though the chord was correct, I'm apparently doing it incorrectly. Is that correct? Well, my thumb is still kind of horizontal, but there is a gap between the neck and my palm. I do remember, like early on, him saying the thumb should be up here, kind of, I think. It's kind of tricky on this chord.
One thing that I think can really help is putting the fingers into the right place and then really thinking about this relaxed arm and the relaxed shoulder. Just trying to find a way where it feels comfortable. The fingers will be at an angle. If they're really square, that'll automatically put loads of tension into your wrist. So just having the fingers at an angle, nice and relaxed elbow, relaxed, that's relaxed and loose together. Just really trying to keep that, you know, keep the feeling of it nice and comfortable, because that part of the challenge here is to find the right way for your anatomy to fret the chord easily. Okay, we're all slightly different, so we're all going to have slightly different challenges with the chord. Some people might find the C chord real simple. Great, awesome. Other people will find this like the hardest thing ever. You just got to find your way to get the fingers to sit right. And I think the key thing is that getting the fingers in the right place, and then just relaxing your arm and your hand and seeing if you can find a spot where the C chord feels pretty comfortable. Once you've got the C chord on its own, therefore the next kind of challenge becomes changing to it. So make sure that when you're doing your chord practice that you're doing the whole hand off and then finger 1, 2, 3, off. Yeah, I mean you're checking in between, checking all of the strings, but the actual removing of your hand and then trying to help it find its way back again is going to make it better when you start doing the chord changes like C to G or something like that, where you know, actually we don't start with C to G yet because we haven't done G chord yet, but
so
C to D, for example, where all of the fingers have got to move quite a lot. It's not a super easy change unless you've got used to getting those fingers in position. It's just a practice thing, right? It is going to feel tough at the beginning, but you know, a couple of weeks practice, this one will be feeling just as easy as all of the other ones.
Okay. Oh no, guitar strumming tips. I feel like I need a whole day just practicing the C chord. Oh no. This does not feel correct. By the way, my hand definitely doesn't feel like loose and relaxed. It does feel tense. So does my back actually. I don't like this chair. Yay! Is that correct? I think I need to press down harder there. Yeah, taking the hand off and on again is difficult to do it fast. Especially when trying to mute the thick string as well. How are you supposed to do that quickly? Forefinger's starting to get a little sore as well as it digs in. Still a problem with my third finger not pressing hard enough. Again, maybe my nail needs shaving. Okay, moving on to the best strumming exercise, which I probably not gonna
Hi, how you doing?
enjoy.
Justin here, and today I want to share with you a little lesson that I often give in live workshops but haven't done a video lesson for yet. And a lot of students reported this was a bit of a groundbreaking lesson for them. It's kind of like a big picture thing about how rhythm guitar works. And I think if you get to grips with this idea, it can really expand your ability to be able to work out strumming patterns off songs and understand what's happening with the mechanics of your arm. So let's start off by talking about a bar of music, and we're just going to be starting real simple, looking at 4/4 time. So 4/4 time has 4 beats in the bar. You would normally count this 1, 2, 3, and 4. And pretty much always you're going to do a down strum on the beat, which is the numbers. It's often referred to as the down beat. The 1, 2, 3, and the 4, the down beat or the beat, and it will take a down strum. Now if you just do that, I'm just going to use a C chord here. If I do that and I just go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I use that all as downs, in between each down there's an up movement. Now we would normally count this as an and. Now if we count that as an and, we end up with a count that would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. The numbers, the 1, 2, 3 and the 4 being a down strum and the ands being an up strum. That gives us 8 possible strums in the bar. Okay, this is really big deal, okay? So we'd have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now, any of you guys that are doing my beginner's course will probably already have heard me rant about this before, but it's really important that you keep your hand moving even if you're not strumming all the time. So if I was just strumming once on the beginning of each bar, I would still make all of those hand movements, but just let the pick touch the strings on beat 1. So I'd have like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Now this kind of helps you keep time, but it's also a little bit about where you might add in some other strums as well, and in fact where we get all of our strumming patterns from. When I'm teaching this lesson at one of my workshops, I normally write on the whiteboard 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then I invite participants to circle some of those beats where we're going to put the strums on. It really can be any one. So long as you keep your hand moving, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, you can put the strum anywhere you like. Now, it's helpful at the beginning, when you first start doing this kind of idea, that you keep the strum on beat 1. It'll just help you keep into the groove with doing this sort of stuff. So when you get to making up your own patterns, I would recommend that you start by circling beat 1 and then look at circling some of the other ones. Now,
Makes sense to me.
Now I found a couple of the examples that was used on one of the blackboards, a picture from one of the workshops. So I thought I'd use that just because it's kind of an interesting one. Now the first one, somebody had said in the audience, okay, I want you to circle all of them except for beat 3. I think they were trying to be clever, but actually it works perfectly well. So we're going to be strumming.
Why do I feel like I've seen this exact video already? He probably just repeated the same stuff in the
1 and 2
in the previous strumming video. So
and 3 and 4 and hand will be moving the same, but on the strum that would be on beat 3, which would be a down, we're going to leave that one off. So our hand will still move down, we just won't strum. So if we do that pattern, so 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and...
By the way, I kind of want to do the C chord just to copy him, but I'm not very confident with the C chord, so... I don't know. So I feel like it's probably not a good idea to use the C chord until I'm more confident with the C chord. I'll try it.
2 and 3 and 4 and...
I'm completely lost.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Now, I just did it really super slowly there so you got the idea, and this is what I'd recommend when you were practicing it as well. Then I just sped it up a little bit and tried to make it feel a bit better, and that's probably the most important thing when you're playing a strumming pattern, is making it feel good, because if it doesn't feel good for you, it's not going to feel good for the listener. So you've got to get, first of all, the actual basic rhythm pattern sorted out, and then you want to try and make it feel good. Try and really relax into it and make it sit nicely. It should feel comfortable, old pair of shoes kind of comfy while you're playing it. That's the idea. Now let's take a slightly more interesting one we've got here. I've got, somebody said to circle beat 1, then the and after 1, the and after 2, and beat 4. Okay, so 1 and 2 and...
Wait.
And 3 and 4. Okay, so really good way to kind of practice these things is to say the ones where you're going to strum and whisper the other ones, okay? But remember that your hand is going to move all the time, and you're only going to play on the ones that you circled. In this case, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Okay, let's play it real slow first of all. 3, 4, 1 and 2. Join me at the front there.
Put my volume down.
Now let me play that one a little bit faster and try and make it kind of feel a bit more natural again. So here we go. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. actually that one feels really nice. It's probably not the most common strumming pattern, but it feels really good again. Let me do the same thing again, changing chords, but now, here's another part of this little journey. If you realize that you can actually strum on any of them, you kind of get a better feeling for where this idea of variations comes from. Now, I did it straight away kind of instinctively, even though I was kind of trying, in inverted commas, to be able to keep the strumming pattern the same and just apply it to different chords. I naturally started to introduce a couple of other strums, and that's okay. So long as the hand keeps moving all the time, that is fine.
I think that's called making a mistake.
Thing. And there are exceptions, okay? For more advanced guitar players, there are times where you would deviate from this, but nearly all people, nearly all the time, strum this way. People that are not schooled, that have never learned to play guitar, they end up doing rhythm guitar like this. And if you watch people play guitar, you'll see that it's that way nearly all the time. Sometimes it's a lot faster, the hand might be moving a lot faster, but it's the consistency that's the real key thing here, okay? So there was one pattern, 1 and 4. Sorry, 1 and 4 was that one that we just did. Let's have a little chat now about manipulating a pattern, because this can be kind of fun as well. Probably the most common strumming pattern of all time, I call it Old Faithful in a lot of my books, is down, down, up, up, down, which is 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. Okay, real common. You definitely know this one. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Okay, I'm sure you've heard that one. It's probably half of all songs of all time have been written using this strumming pattern, right? It's real super common. But a real fun thing, if you understand the idea that we've just got these 8 strums in the bar and we're circling or choosing which ones we're going to strum, you could manipulate that pattern around a little bit and try something else. So maybe we could go, funnily enough, if we went 1 and, we moved the strum on beat 2 to the and after 1, 1 and 4, we've almost got the pattern I was mucking around with before. That one would be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, etc. Maybe we could change the and after 2 and move it on to beat 3. So we'd have 1, 2, 3 and 4. 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 Okay, that one works as well. Maybe we go back to Old Faithful and we move the one on beat 4 to the and after 4. So we end up with 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1, 2 and 1. Sounds a little bit funny at that speed again, but okay, it's just, there's so much stuff that you can do here where you can either take patterns that you already know and manipulate them slightly. You can start from afresh and just write down literally your 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and circle a few random ones. I did mention before that I'd recommend at the beginning starting off by circling beat 1, just because it helps with the solidity and understanding where the groove is and where you are in the bar. But it's totally cool to miss it out. In fact, a lot of the really hip patterns don't have a strum on beat 1. Just to give you an example, if we circle the and after 1, beat 2, the and after 2, and then the and after 3 and beat 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. We end up with this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Notice 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Miss up, down, up, miss up, down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. A little bit faster. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 4. 1 and 2. Again, so many variations and so much fun to be had here. Now, what you'll probably find if you muck around with this a little bit more on your own and just literally write down on a piece of paper 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and circle some, try it out, see which ones feel good, see which ones don't, because you're going to find some just feel a bit lumpy. It might be that it would work in a certain circumstance that you're not familiar with or whatever, but just try them, because you're going to find you'll learn a lot about what works well for you, what sounds of what strumming patterns you like. Do remember, I'm just going to remind you again, the making it feel good thing. Okay, so don't just play it once and kind of while you're not familiar with it, because it's likely when it's very new to feel a bit lumpy and a bit kind of unco anyway. So you need to practice a little bit and really try and relax into it and see what feels good for you. Now, with a little bit of practice, you're going to start recognizing strumming patterns more as well, because you've experimented with it a bit. When you hear a strumming pattern on a song, and I get emails all the time, what's the strumming pattern for this one? What's the strumming pattern for that one? If you get good at doing this, you'll just hear it. Especially if you can keep your hand moving and go 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, and try and count with your hand movement 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and just kind of imagine strumming along, without playing the guitar, moving your hand along with the track so that you're in time with it, and then try and register where the strumming is happening, where you're hearing the strumming on the track in relation to your hand. Okay, you got it. This is a really big deal, because once you get used to this idea, it's kind of set. That's it. That's all there is. That's all there is. That's exaggerating, okay? This is one of those things that you really have to play with more than think about. So make sure you give this plenty of playing and less thinking.
Oh, no.
You need a little bit of thinking time to write down the patterns, to consolidate the idea in your mind so that you understand what's going on. But it's the playing of it that will help you the most, okay? Spending some time just practicing keeping the hand moving and doing random strumming can also help. So imagining you've got this 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2. I'm not really going for a set pattern there. I'm just making sure I keep my count solid, keeping my foot tapping on the beat, keeping my arm easy and moving exactly in time as well. Remember that your foot should be tapping on the beat, the 1, 2, 3 and the 4, same as your hand moving down. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and should foot be tapping and that down strum at the same time. So your foot is likely, your foot or your leg is going to be lifting at the same time as your hand. Okay, so those things should stay together, making sure you count on the beat 1, 2, 3, 4, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. You can count all of them if you like. I tend to only count the ands when I'm playing them. That's my personal preference, but a lot of guys seem to prefer counting all of the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and as well, and that's totally fine. It's up to you. It's your decision how you're going to use this stuff. The thing that I can tell you for sure is that if you practice this enough, get really good at it, your strumming and your rhythm guitar playing will skyrocket. You won't struggle to hear strumming patterns, you won't struggle to play them. You'll find it a lot easier to play with another guitar player, because you'll just be aware of what's possible with the strumming. If they're doing one pattern, you can either join them with it straight away because you recognize it, or you can try and find a complementary pattern. This stuff is really, really powerful. So I've given you the tools here in this lesson. Now it's your job to go and work with the tools and put the hard work in. The practice shouldn't feel like hard work, really. It's guitar playing. It's fun. You should appreciate the time that we get to spend guitar and not think of it as hard work. But this kind of strumming pattern, repetition, can feel a little bit boring, I guess, at times. And especially you want it to be automated. So you want to practice the strumming patterns that you love the most a lot. You need to practice them over and over and over again. Best way to do that is just to practice here without a chord and get a pattern going, and then see if you can talk over it. See if you can discuss what's going on for the weekly meals, or think about what you're doing at school or work or whatever it is. Can you do that? Can you really think about it? I just made a mistake there, I think. But can you really think and play at the same time? Think about other stuff, right? That's a pretty big deal, but it's one of the things, if you're going to sing and play at the same time, you can't expect to be able to think about the chord changes and strumming and singing in tune and all of that sort of stuff if you can't even hold a rhythm together. Okay, so that in itself is a really great exercise, but you want to do that only with the patterns that you really like. Okay, so go through a whole bunch of different patterns, pick the ones that really resonate with you, and then work on them trying to get completely automated under your fingers. So look, I'm sure you've got some questions. Please leave them in the comments below. Let me know what other stuff, problems that you've got with your rhythm guitar, and I'll see if I can't help you out. As usual, there'll be plenty of more notes over on the website as well, including a PDF chart that you can print out and then circle your numbers as well. So head over to the website. There'll be a link in the description. If you're on the website already, you'll find the PDF download in the column under the lesson list there. Well, I really hope you enjoyed that lesson. Please do hit that subscribe button if you're on YouTube and you dig what I do. I really appreciate the support. So go on, hit that subscribe button. Thank you very much. Really appreciate it. Remember, hundreds and hundreds more lessons for free over
How did I know I was going to
on the website, so do go and check it out. Plenty of
hate
exciting
this
things
video.
to be discovered. I'll see you for plenty more lessons very soon.
Oh,
You
no.
take care of yourself. A lot faster, but it's
So, yeah. This is gonna be tough. Okay, so I practice on muted strings. Use a thin pick. Let's just try and...
consistency.
I don't think I even was comfortable with the Old Faithful strumming one, so... You know. Let's see, just see which one
Somebody
comes
said
up.
to circle, okay? But remember that you...
Let's try this one. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Oh no. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... No, that was wrong. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Yeah, I don't know whether it's more confusing to say and every time or only if you hit it. 1 and... Oh no. 1 and 2... No. 1 and 2 and... 3 and... Oh no. No. No, that was wrong. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4. 1 and 4. No, 1 and 4. 1 and... That's completely wrong. I cannot do this well. Yeah. But if I'm trying to remember what I'm doing, I'm not going to remember it. Because I can do it without saying it out loud, but... And without thinking it, but I have to kind of look at the screen. 1 and... miss, 4. Oh no. And... Why do I find this so tough? 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 4 and 1 and 4. I do not get it. How does he count it? I've forgotten. I have forgotten.
One we've got here, I've got somebody said to circle beat 1. Okay, 4. Gonna strum with them and 4, 3, 4, 1 and 2, 4 and 3 on the ones that you circled. In this case, 1 and 3, 4. Okay, let's play it real slow first of all. 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3. 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 4. Okay, sorry, my little microphone cable's decided to join me at the front there. Now, let me play that one a little bit faster and try and make it kind of feel a bit more natural again. So here, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4.
Oh.
And 3. And try and make it kind of feel a bit more natural again. So here, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4. Actually, that one feels really nice. It's probably not the most common strumming pattern, but it feels really good again.
Can I do it with a... what's this one? A minor. No, I'll do it with a E minor. So I can use the thick string. I think that was right.
You know, let me do the same thing again, changing chords, but
so that was C to A minor. Yeah, still tricky, the C chord, because of trying to mute the string. Yeah, not much chance of me changing chords there. Not much chance. I don't even remember what the A minor looks like now. Yeah, like that. No chance of switching chords from C to A minor. Ah! No. The weird thing is, the second finger, not the third finger. The second finger is actually on the same string, but for some reason I feel like moving it when I'm switching. See, I moved it again. I think my fingers have forgotten what the A minor is. It's like that, isn't it? No. This is too tricky.
somebody said to circle beat 1, then the and after 1, the and after...
Yeah. I don't know what to do. I'm sure this will be in the practice anyway, so... And there's another strumming video after this, which really excited for. Yeah. This is so tricky. Let's see if I can even just change chords. I've not even done any chord changes with the C chord yet, so... No wonder it's tricky. But it is kind of tricky, to be honest.
Hey, how you doing? Justin back with you. I hope you enjoyed that video about strumming and you've got a better understanding of the big picture and how it works. Now, at this point you can start making up your own strumming patterns if you like. Probably the best way of learning new strumming patterns is when you encounter them in a song that you like, or feeling one out that kind of works really well for a song that you like. Okay, it becomes a little bit freer. Some songs do have a very specific strumming pattern, but most don't. Most you can kind of apply whatever strumming pattern it is that you really like. One of the key things to remember is that if you add in extra strums, it doesn't matter, it's okay. Or if you leave some out, it's okay. Now, generally speaking, every 4 or 8 bars, rhythmically something changes, particularly with drums. They do some sort of small variation. The drum pattern would be the same all the time, but then every 4, 8 or 12 or 16 bars, there'd be some sort of little drum fill where they do just something slightly different. And on guitar that can work really well as well, just to have a little change if you're doing, you know, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, down. Here's the 4th time, maybe go down, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, 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 up, down, 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 up, down, down, up, down, up, down. So it's the same pattern most of the time, but occasionally you pop in a little variation there. It actually sounds pretty musical to do that kind of thing. If you think about it, if you're trying to already worried about other stuff, you're worried about strumming in time, or you're thinking about singing or struggling with the chords, you shouldn't be worrying about it, okay?
Yay.
It's just one of those things to be aware of, that if you're strumming and you notice yourself adding in some extra strums now and then, that's totally cool. Don't worry about it. In fact, it can be something worth practicing. Now, I would recommend that you find a few patterns that you really like to do for your practice, and the big deal, the big thing that you want to be working on is the relaxed arm and trying to get that real nice continuous movement thing. Okay, that really is the foundation of all of this strumming. If you can get the nice relaxed continuous movement of the arm, none of the strumming patterns are going to be very difficult. One nice one that I think that it's the one that I worked on for this week was going down, up, 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 down.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Okay. Down, down, up, 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 down, up, down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, up, down, up. Oh no. Down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, 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 down, up, up.
Down, up,
Oh no.
up, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, 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 down, up, down, up, down, up, and then just putting in some variations. That can be a really nice thing to practice. At this point you should be trying to practice along with the metronome as often as you can, developing that sense of time of staying at the right tempo, the right speed. It's really, really important, and practicing with the metronome is the best way of doing that. You also want to try and get that focus on the feeling of being relaxed with the metronome. So it's not like you're chasing it, it's not like you're anticipating it, you just got this feeling of sitting comfortably with the click. It's the same as the feeling that you'd get playing with a drummer. Okay, it's a little bit more mechanical feeling because the metronome and it's very precise, but you should still have a relaxed feeling. It's not about it being robotic, it's about it feeling good. And the way to do that is to relax into it. Just work on, you've got to concentrate on the metronome, but as soon as you're kind of with it, you want to try and relax your whole feeling. Your whole personality should be relaxed and trying to sit with it.
Good
It's
luck.
almost, I keep using this word try to, but it's about not trying. It's about just letting it happen. And it's kind of it's one of those things, it's a really difficult thing to teach. But I think if you concentrate on being relaxed and trying to make it feel nice, that's the best way to find that thing on your own. But some of that is your own personal journey as well. Just a little thing as well to start being aware of is dynamics, which is how hard and how soft you strum. Now, we're going to talk about this a lot more during the course a little later on.
Very hard.
But just starting to be aware of how hard you're hitting, and the fact that you can choose to hit louder and softer when you strum can be a really valuable thing. A nice just a little exercise just to try, we're going to be doing more of this later on, is just strumming normal and then see how soft you can go. Keeping the tempo roughly the same. Then back to normal and how loud you can go. And then back to normal and how soft you can go. Now a lot of this is how you hold the pick. So something just to be aware of, when you want to play really softly, you have to hold the pick really lightly. And if you're holding the pick really lightly, it moves around more. It's more likely to fall out of your fingers. But you'll find that with a bit of practice, your fingers will kind of find a way of manipulating the pick. It'll happen by itself. Sometimes it's this middle finger that gets involved with just kind of controlling where the tip is. Sometimes it's just a little wobble of the first finger and the thumb that kind of manipulates it. But don't worry about it too much. You will find that it'll kind of sort itself out, but be aware that there's going to be a little bit of movement there. I often see beginners kind of stop and have to rejig with their other hand and move the pick. But you want to try and learn to do it within that pick in hand, just to be able to manipulate it if it falls out of place from holding it too lightly. In the previous lesson, there was also a little sheet where you could print out and circle some of the strums to make up your own strumming patterns. Do keep a record of the strumming patterns that you really like and spend a bit of time working on those, because as we start approaching other things, you might forget a bit about strumming, and it's one of those things that can really help to consciously revisit. So strumming practice is going to be 2 minutes with a metronome each session. You could stick with one pattern or you could try different patterns, but one of the things that you want to build up is this playing the one pattern more or less continuously. You can put those variations in if you want, but you want to be able to keep doing the strumming pattern fairly consistently while you think about other stuff, learning to distract yourself a bit in preparation for worrying about chord changes or singing or communicating with the band or whatever. So you do want the strumming thing to become automated.
Band? What band? I sure would like to forget all about strumming, to be honest. I don't know why I put myself through this. You can start making up different strumming patterns. I would really rather not. How exciting is that? The best way of learning and creating new strumming variations is by picking a strumming pattern from a song you love. Yeah. It's key you remember that you can add in extra strums, find patterns you like, add dynamics. Strumming should feel automatic. Okay, let's move quickly on because, well, once the practice comes around, I'm sure I'll have to do it anyway, so let's go to music now.
Hey, how you doing, Justin? Here in this lesson, we're going to be talking about the note circle and sharps and flats.
Yay.
So let's get a note circle up first of all over here. And what you're looking at now is all 12 notes that we have in Western music. Okay, there are only 12 pitches. That's why we have, on the 12th fret, we have a double dot. Because this note, this is the note E, and that's the note E. This distance, or one lap of the note circle, is something that we call an octave. So we would say this note is 1 octave higher than the other one, or that one's 1 octave lower. That's the significance of the double dots on the 12th fret on most guitars. Some guitars have blocks or whatever, some don't have dots at all, but most will have a double dot on the 12th fret to help you navigate your fretboard. Now, you'll notice that there's notes that are natural notes, which don't have a sharp or a flat attached to them, and they are A, B, C, D, E, F, G. We don't have the letter H. In German, confusingly, they have a letter H. I think it's really not a good system. It was an accident, apparently, by a monk who wrote some stuff wrongly a long time ago. It's not relevant. So we're just thinking A, B, C, D, E, F, G.
That's a little bit racist.
That's all of the white notes, the natural notes that we have. And in between natural notes, we have a sharp or a flat note. Now, each one of those notes can be described two different ways. If you want the fancy pants name for it, it's called an enharmonic equivalent. That's two notes that sound the same but have different names. If you look in between the notes A and B, you'll see that note can be described as A sharp or B flat. Okay? Now, a sharp means raise a note by one semitone, which is the same as one step around the note circle. So each step, I call it the clock face sometimes because there's 12 hours in the day and 12 notes on our note circle. Each one step around the circle is called a semitone. Okay, really important, semitone. It's worth noting that the Americans tend to call a semitone a half step. Now I think this can be a little bit confusing because it's one step around the note circle, and if we talk about a whole step and a half step, especially when you're going from a sharp to another sharp, it's just like, don't think it's the best language to describe that. So we're going to call it always a semitone, is one step around the note circle. Worth noting that two steps around the note circle we call a tone. So a semitone is one step around the note circle and a tone is two steps around the note circle. So from the note A we go up one semitone, we have A sharp. So sharp is always raising, going higher by one semitone. The best way to think of it is that if you sat on something sharp you would jump up. Okay, here's the note A on the guitar. You don't have to know that yet. We're going to talk a little bit more about the notes on the fretboard a little later, but that's the note A at the 5th fret on the thickest string. If we go to A sharp, we go up one semitone higher, one fret higher.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We go up 5th fret on the thickest string. If we go to A sharp, we go up one semitone higher, one fret higher. Each semitone step around the note circle equates to one fret on the guitar. Okay, so there's A sharp. If we go up one more step, we get to the note B. Okay, so A, one step up, we sat on something sharp, so we went up, and then one more up, we've gone to the note B, one further step higher around the circle. We've up, if we go up one more step, there's one fret on the guitar. Okay, so there's A sharp. If we go up one more step, we get to the note B. Okay, so A, one step up, we sat on something sharp, so we went up, and then one more up, we've gone to the note B, one further step higher.
Why does mine sound deeper than his does? 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah. Doesn't sound the same to my ears.
Sharp, a string. If we go, it's on the fretboard a little later, but that's the note A at the 5th fret on the thickest string. If we go to a little later, but that's the note A at the 5th fret on the thickest string. If we go to A sharp, we go up one semitone higher, one fret higher. Each semitone step around the note circle equates to one fret on the guitar. Okay, so there's A sharp. If we go up one more step, we get to the note B. Okay, so A, one step up, we sat on something sharp, so we went up, and then one more up, we've gone to the note B, one further step higher around the circle. Now, if we want to go backwards from B, and we go down a semitone, down one fret, we'd say this note would be B flat. So A sharp and B flat are the same note. Okay, they sound the same, but they got different names. Enharmonic equivalents to impress you. Sharp would be B flat, down one fret. We'd say this note would be B flat. So A sharp and B flat are the same note. Okay, they sound the same, but they got different names. Enharmonic equivalents to impress your notes. Okay, A sharp, B flat. From B to C, there's no sharp or flat. What's going on with that? I thought I had this for a second and now there's no sharp or flat there. To understand why there are not sharps and flats between some of the notes is really super complicated. It's something that I can explain to you way further down the journey if you want to get into that. It's included as part of my music theory course. I don't recommend you even worry about it now, but if you have a look at a piano keyboard, you'll notice that there are two notes that don't have a black note between them, and those are notes B and C and E and F. Okay? So you just have to remember at this point that B and C and E and F don't have a sharp or a flat between them. You might wonder, is there such a thing as B sharp? Well, if you're on B and you sharpen the B, that sharp, remember, means move up one semitone higher, you would end up on the note C. So actually B sharp would be the same as C, sound the same as C, and C flat would sound the same as B. Same with E and F, you'd have E sharp would sound the same as F, and F flat would sound the same as E. So sharp and flat is just to do with steps around the circle. That's the easiest way to think about it. They do exist. You're not going to find them in anything that we're doing in this beginner's course, but later on in the grand scheme of things, it might be worth understanding that those, conceptually what's going on with your sharps and flats. Now, we're going to be putting this stuff into practice pretty quickly. It'd be really helpful for you to understand the names of the notes of the open strings and therefore even be able to work out what the notes are in the chords that you're playing. So this kind of understanding the note circle and sharps and flats is the most basic music theory that you can get, and I think it's worth having an understanding of it even at this early stage in the course.
Okay, up next is your own songbook. I think I've only done 3 songs, was it?
Hey, how you doing? Justin back with you today to talk about why I think you should have your own personalized songbook. Now, there's a few different options for this. The one that I recommend most is getting a display folder, like those little small folders with the clear sheets in it where you can put in pieces of paper. And the idea would be every time that you're learning a song that you really like, you print out a little sheet with the lyrics and the chords above the lyrics.
I can tell you now, this is not going to happen. I am really disorganized. I still haven't even signed up to his website yet. So, this is bad.
And you pop it in your repertoire book, and that becomes part of the songs that you're going to practice regularly. I think it's a really important part of the process is having this repertoire, a bunch of songs that you can play confidently, whether you're going to play just for yourself or family and friends, or you want to aspire to do a gig one day or whatever. Having all of your songs collected in the one place is a really, really good idea. Maybe once a week or once a month you go through and you practice all of those songs up. If you go to a party or something, you've got your guitar with you. I think the best thing about it,
also not going to happen,
really, is being able to share it with other musicians. So you go to a party, you've got your guitar, you've got your repertoire book, you can grab the book out. If everyone wants to have a sing-along, you've got the lyrics printed out nicely there. If there's another guitar player or a piano player or whatever, another instrumentalist, they can look at it and play along with it as well. You don't have to be scrounging around on your phone trying to find the chords on, some guitar tab website or whatever, and then it's really small and difficult to read. Same with the singing, everyone can kind of gather around and look at the words because you printed it out nice and neat, didn't you?
How would the piano guy know what to play based on the guitar tab? I guess they would know somehow.
There are a couple of things that other options that might be more convenient to your lifestyle. For example, if you go to a party and you don't have your guitar but there's a guitar there, one of the things that I've done myself is I have all of the songs that I really like playing saved as PDF files in my Dropbox, which I can access from my phone. Now, I already said that reading it off the phone's a bit inconvenient, but at least I've got my arrangements of it there, and if somebody else...
I was thinking it was kind of ironic he was saying it's inconvenient to use your phone, because I bet in the past they would have thought this was super convenient to have a phone. You can look up any song and not have to carry a big folder of sheet music or something.
Else had a computer or whatever, I'd be able to email it off to them or look at it on a big screen, or even maybe potentially print it out if you wanted to go that far. So I guess my recommendation would be to have a paper version that you carry around with your guitar and potentially save them all as PDF files as well, so you've got them as a mobile, on your phone or on a cloud storage or whatever fancy. Maybe by the time you watch this video there's some other new method of doing it that is more convenient again. But
yeah, the brain chip. will be super convenient.
The important thing here really is the construction of the repertoire book. There's something about making a repertoire as well that helps consolidate it, almost like printing out the pages or saving them into a folder or whatever, seems to make a difference in your mind that these are my repertoire, these are the ones I'm going to remember. It's like it frees up a bit of hard drive space somewhere in your mind to help you remember them. I'm sure the creation of the folder has something to do with that. I don't exactly understand how that works, but I've seen it lots of times with students over the years, so it's definitely something that I'd recommend that you get into doing. One thing I would warn you against is not having too many songs in there to choose from, because it can be a bit overwhelming if you've got like 100 songs in your repertoire book. I tend to keep like 20 songs that I'm kind of feeling I'm enjoying playing at the moment that I want to keep fresh. I quite often get asked to play at parties or whatever, and it's one of those things. It's like, what's your favourite song? It's like, oh, I don't know. What songs can you play on the guitar? I can never remember them. So having a little list of some cool songs that I can go, yeah, I can play this song or this song. How about that one? You know, and again, having the sheets around for me, if I'm playing with other people that maybe beginners or whatever, I've kept a bunch of the songs fairly simple that I can do some fancy pants stuff on, but it's still nice and simple for anyone else who happens to be joining along as well. So see if you can create your own repertoire book. Keep a note of what the songs are. Again, we've got a repertoire book, songbook section on the website, so if you've signed into your dashboard, you can save them there. If you happen to be using my beginner song course app, there's a playlist there where you can save your songs into the playlist as well. All of these things are effective and fun. It just depends on kind of, you know, what version you're most likely to have with you when you might be playing with other people.
This is definitely not going to happen. So, let's see. Riff Come As You Are. This is probably going to be the most interesting one today.
Hey, how you doing, Justin?
I've never heard this song before, as far as I know.
And here today we are checking out the riff to Come As You Are. There's a little bit more complexity to this song if you're going to learn the whole thing. We're learning it as a kind of an exercise on picking and fingering and getting notes kind of sitting on the string the right way. It's a fantastic all-time classic riff anyway, but we're not going to be going through all of the parts in the song, just mainly focusing on the riff. So we're going to start by playing the open thicker string twice, both down strums. We're going to use down picks all of the way through here. Then first finger in the first fret of the thicker string, second finger on the second fret of the thicker string. Worth noting that this is actually beat 1, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, so when we start looking at the rhythm count,
that is confusing.
It's quite kind of 4, 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, so when we start looking at the rhythm count as well, it's quite kind of important to know. And 1, thicker string. Worth noting that this is actually beat 1, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, so 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, so when we start looking at the rhythm count as well, it's quite kind of important to know the rhythm here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So now we're going from the second fret. We play open A, that's the open 5th string, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So now we're going from the second fret, 4, and 1. So now we're going from the second fret. We play open.
What's the point putting the finger here if you don't even play it?
So now we're going from the second fret. We play open A.
I find it difficult just even pressing down quickly enough and hard enough and making it sound good.
that's the open 5th string, back to the second, we play open A, that's the open 5th string, back to the 2nd fret on the thicker string, open A string, that's open 5th string, then we play the thicker string A, that's the open 5th string, back to the 2nd fret on the thicker string, open A, that's the open 5th string, we play open A, that's the open 5th string, back to the 2nd fret on the thicker string, open A string, that's open 5th string, then we play twice on the 2nd fret of the thicker string again.
What?
Fret of the thickest string. The 2nd fret, we play open A, that's the open 5th string, back to the 2nd fret on the thicker string, open A string, that's open 5th string, then we play twice on the 2nd fret of the thicker string again. Then 1st finger,
What?
2nd fret of the thicker string again. On the 2nd fret, open 5th, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4. On the finger in both down strums. We're going to riff anyway, but we're not going to be going through. A string twice, both down strums. We're going to use down picks all of the way through here. Then 1st finger in the 1st fret of the thicker string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the thicker string. Worth noting that this is actually beat 1, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, so when we start looking at the rhythm count as well, it's quite kind of important to know the rhythm here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So now we're going from the 2nd fret. We play open A, that's the open 5th string, back to the 2nd fret on the thicker string, open A string, that's open 5th string, then we play twice on the 2nd fret of the thicker string again. Then 1st finger,
I'm so confused.
fret. 1, 2, look at open thicker string twice, both down strums. We're going to use down picks all of the way through here. Then 1st finger in the 1st fret of the thicker string, 2nd finger on the 2nd fret of the thicker string. Worth noting that this is actually beat 1, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, so when we start looking at the rhythm count as well, it's quite kind of important to know the rhythm here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So now we're going from the 2nd fret. We play open A, that's the open 5th string, back to the 2nd fret on the thicker string, open A string, that's open 5th string, then we play twice on the 2nd fret of the thicker string again. Then 1st finger,
What?
2nd fret of the thicker string again. String again. Then 1st. Then the 2nd fret of the thicker string again. Then
Is that correct? Why does this string sound off? think it's out of tune, maybe. Even though I did tune it at the beginning.
Both down strums. We're going to use down picks all of the way through here. Then first finger in the first fret of the thicker string, second finger on the second fret of the thicker string. Worth noting that this is actually beat 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, so when we start looking at the rhythm count as well, it's kind of important to know the rhythm here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So now we're going from the second fret. We play open A, that's the open 5th string, back to the second fret on the thicker string, open A string, that's open 5th string. Then we play twice on the second fret of the thicker string again.
Okay. No, that was wrong. That was wrong too. That was wrong too. I think that was correct, but the E string just sounds off. Don't know why it sounds off.
Then first finger and the first fret of the thicker string to the open. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3.
I'm kind of confused. Again.
Again. Then first finger and the first fret of the thicker string to the open. 1,
Open
2,
what?
first fret of the thicker string to the open. Then first finger and the first fret of the thicker string to the open. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3.
What?
And
What's happening now?
and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2.
That's not
and
open.
to the open. And first finger and the first fret of the thicker string to the open. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and here we've and 2, and 3. Then first finger and the first fret of the thicker string to the
Okay,
open.
open thick
1,
string.
2, 3, and 4, and 1. 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3.
Okay, okay. I get it to a certain point. Don't know why it sounds wrong though, the E string, but and then what was it?
2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. And 2, and 3, and 4, and here we've got second finger down in the second fret of the 5th string. 1, and 2, and so we play the thicker string, second fret on the 5th, 1, and 2. Second finger down in the second fret of the 5th string. 1, and 2. got second finger down in the second fret of the fifth string, 1 and 2, and so playing the thicker string, second fret on the fifth string, 1 and 2 and 3, and rhythmically that might feel a little bit difficult, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.
This is so complicated. Oh no, this is gonna be so tough.
And 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 2 3 and 4 1.
I am completely lost right now.
Then first finger on the first fret of the thicker string to the open. 1 2 3 and 4 and 1
Yeah.
2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4 and 1 2 and
No, I'm so lost.
the rhythm going through all of the parts. Twice. Both down strums. We're going to use down picks all of the way through here. Then first finger in the first fret of the thicker string, second finger on the second fret of the thicker string. Worth noting that this is actually beat 1. So we have 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. Okay, so we'll start looking at the rhythm count. So it's quite kind of important to know the rhythm here. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. So now we're going from the second fret. We play open A, that's the open fifth string. Back to the second fret on the thicker string, open A string, that's open fifth string. Then we play twice on the second fret of the thicker string again. Then first finger on the first fret of the thicker string to the open. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 3 and 4. First finger on the first fret of the thicker string to the open. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and here we've got second finger down in the second fret of the fifth string, 1 and 2. So playing the thicker string, second fret on the fifth string, 1 and 2 and 3 and string, 1 and 2 and 3 and rhythm and 2 and so 2 and 3 and 4 and here we've got second finger down in the second fret of the fifth string, 1 and 2 and so playing the thicker string, second fret on the fifth string, 1 and 2 and 3 and the fifth and here we've got second finger down in the second fret of the fifth string, 1 and 2 and so play down in the second fret of the fifth string, 1 and 2 second finger down in the second fret of the fifth string, 1 and 2 and so playing the thicker string, second fret on the fifth string, 1 and 2 and 3 and rhythmically that might feel a little bit difficult, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1
No.
2 and
So
3
complicated.
and feel a little bit difficult. 1 and 2 and 3. Might feel a little bit difficult. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.
What?
2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and
This one is so tough. It goes on forever.
4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now, some of you might find the count and counting the rhythm there a little bit difficult. It kind of is a little bit difficult, to be honest, and for this kind of riff at this stage on your journey, I kind of recommend more just listening to the original recording. It's a lot easier to learn by listening to the original track and getting the sound of the do 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 dum ba do da do 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 da do do in your ears, rather than trying to think 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2. It's going to be struggle enough to be picking the right string, getting the fingers there, getting the note ringing out clearly. I found this a real difficult one left-handed. I found it difficult to move the pick over between the thicker string and the 5th string, to keep stop the pick getting tangled up in the strings, keeping the fingers on the tips enough. So that's one of the things with this, is that you have to use the fingertips here on the 2nd finger to let those notes ring out together. It's not so easy, but it's a really, really great riff. Like I said, for the practicing of the picking, crossing the strings, the position of the fingers, getting used to playing a riff around a little bit. I don't recommend that you go there. The chords, if you wanted to add in a chord, if you happen to be a bit more advanced guitar player, you're kind of relearning the guitar, you could add in here this F sharp power chord, which is the 2nd fret of the thicker string and the 4th fret of the 5th string. That goes to A, Maria. That's where the chorus goes. I know I said I wasn't going to do the whole song, but that's where we get for that little chorus. The actual thing's a little bit faster. I didn't get it up to speed when I was practicing it after a week, and it's not like it's one of those riffs where you need to have completely nailed this riff before you move on to the next lesson. It's kind of like a riff exercise. That's how to think of this. It's a fun thing to be doing. It's good for your picking, it's good for your practice, but don't feel like you have to nail this one before you're going to move on to the next lesson.
I didn't even get to the end of that one because that one was tough. I don't know. It just never ended. Oh no, that's going to be tough. I feel I'm going to be stuck on this one for a while, so yeah. Moving on, I guess I'll come back to it in the module practice at the end there.
Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today I want to chat a little bit about some songs that you might like to try that will work really well for lesson 5. And as I kind of mentioned already, there's a lot of times when you want to work on your C chord, the G chord is also involved. Now we're going to be dealing with G chord in the very next lesson, so any of those songs, just hold off that little bit. There's loads and loads of great songs that you can play with the chords that you've got. Of course, using ones that are involving the C chord is a good idea, but it's okay to play some other songs as well. You're not completely restricted to those. There will be a list of my recommended songs down below on the website. So I'm not mentioning them all in.
If I thought the last song was difficult, Ain't No Sunshine, which only had the E minor and A minor and was it D minor? Yeah, D minor. Or was it D minor, A and E minor? I played that so many times and I don't even remember what it was now. I think it was A minor, E minor and D minor. Doing the C chord in a song is going to be so difficult. And chord changes just, it's going to be really tough.
This video, because I'm going to be able to add to that list as I go with suggestions from you. If you've got some suggestions of great songs using all of the chords so far and no other chords, then do let me know in the comments. Always appreciate it. The ones that I chose for my practice this week were Eleanor Rigby, which is pretty much just C and E minor chords. Okay, it's a fantastic, beautiful song.
I don't think I've heard this song either, but I've heard the title by the Beatles, pretty sure. I don't remember anything about this song.
There's a couple of quirky things where the chords change where you might not anticipate them, like in the middle of a bar. It's worth learning those sort of things. It's slightly tricky, but
I've heard Beatles are very strict on YouTube, so if I do try it, I mean, I might get blocked or something. Who knows?
only slightly tricky. You can apply lots of different strumming patterns, and it's the Beatles. I mean, there are young people around that don't know who the Beatles are. We can't let that happen. If you're a young person, you don't know who the Beatles are, go and look them up. They're like amazing.
Well, I know who they are, but I've not heard much of their songs. I would react to them, but again, I think they have a lot of copyright claims, and not just claims, but you know, taking stuff down is what I've heard, but I've never tried it. And I'm even kind of wary trying to do this on stream now.
So, Eleanor Rigby was the first choice I had. Then we got Get Lucky by Daft Punk. Again,
Okay.
I mean, it's kind of a disco song, right? And we're doing a simplified
I know that song, so I think I'll go with that one.
strummy version of it. But it's the same chord sequence throughout the whole song. So it's really good for working on. You've got the A minor to the C chord, a jump to the E minor and a D chord as well, which is, D chord is often a struggle of a chord as well, at least it was for me. So
It sounds like a nightmare. It really does. I feel like I'm getting too old to be learning guitar now because of moments like this. I should have been learning this stuff a decade ago, but for some reason I didn't. So
incorporating it into that particular chord sequence, it's actually a really common chord sequence as well that you can use for other songs. So definitely worth checking out Get Lucky. And then there was one other song that I included, which I guess it depends on if you're a fan of the band. I love Pearl Jam. They're one of my favourite bands, particularly from my teenage years. A lot of fond memories associated with it. It's using it uses a C chord, but it doesn't use a G chord. It uses a lot of the other chords that we've done on the course so far. So either pick one of those songs and use it for your practice and just really focus on that, or do a different one every day. It really is up to you. There are plenty more song choices that you could have as well. Like I said, they'll be listed below. So hopefully you'll really enjoy your song practice this week.
alright. Practice time. This is not going to go well at all.
Hey, how you doing? Justin, back with you to talk about
I
your
have a feeling I'm going to be stuck on this module.
practice
For a
for
long
lesson
time.
5. First thing I want to mention is I'm not including the note circle as part of your practice routine. Remember that I've got a music theory course on the website as well, and the first few stages of that are completely free. They include some exercises and some worksheets for this sort of stuff, so if you want to get a little bit more into the music theory stuff, you might want to go and check that out. There'll be a link as usual in the description for this lesson. Let's talk about your 20 minutes. We're going to start off with 2 minutes of the finger stretching exercise, really trying to work it down now further toward the nut, making sure that you're really feeling a stretch in your hand when you're doing that, not so it's painful, just so it feels like a stretch. Okay, make sure you know the difference. You don't want to hurt yourself here, but this is a really beneficial exercise, particularly for those with small hands that need to really work on the stretch. We're going to do that 2 minutes. Then we're going to do 1 minute of C chord, chord perfect. So just taking the chord off, put it on, strum, pick out, one at a time, make sure it's all good, strum again, make the corrections. The usual drill, you know about this. Pick out, just one at a time, make sure it's all good, strum again, make the corrections.
Yeah, so his thumb does go like right up there, but when I was doing it, it was like kind of flat to the neck, which is not good.
The usual drill, you know about this by now. So 1 minute of that. Then we've got another 1 minute of chord perfect on whatever chord you're struggling with the most. Now, for me, it was most often the C chord, because that's a hard chord. So don't be surprised if most of your practice between now and the next lesson is going to be on the C chord. For most people, it's the hardest chord. If you're struggling, say, with D as well, which is another chord that I found hard with on the lefty playing, so it would be okay in this second minute to maybe work on C chord and D chord, alternating between them. Not 1 minute changes styly where you're trying to go fast. Just each time trying to make sure that the notes in the chord are as perfect as you can make them. That's really important. Then we go into 1 minute changes, and the ones that I'd recommend that you go for this time are A minor to C, which is just moving one finger. It's going from your A minor, relatively simple chord, and then your second finger will slide up a little bit and you'll move your third finger. So just getting used to moving between those two different chords. Really, really important chord changes. A minor and C appear in songs together all the time, so definitely worth practicing that. Then I've written down that we should be doing C to E minor, which is another very, very common chord change that you're going to encounter in songs quite a lot. You are able to change these up though. If you find there are other chord changes that you're really struggling with, you can change it up to, because you should always be working on the chord changes that you're finding the most difficult. Then we've got 2 minutes on strumming. So working with a metronome, picking a strumming pattern and trying to keep it nice and consistent, possibly exploring variations every 4 or 8 bars if you want, but most importantly, working on it, feeling relaxed and playing it with the metronome and getting your synchronization with the metronome really strong. So your down strum and the down click on the metronome are happening at exactly the same time. That's really the big key thing you should be working on there. We've got then 2 minutes on working on your riff on Come As You Are. Like I said, we're not trying to nail that riff by the next lesson. It's an exercise, it's a riff, it's good fun. Hopefully you enjoy doing it. So just give it 2 minutes of trying your best to keep the notes nice and clear, working on your picking, making sure you're picking on one note at a time, the notes are working out right. Lots of things to think about and learn in that exercise. And then we're on to our 10 minutes of song practice. Loads of cool songs that you can work on now, so hopefully you'll enjoy my suggestions that I mentioned earlier as well. I think the ones that I worked on for my personal lefty practice were Eleanor Rigby, Get Lucky, and Black by Pearl Jam. Eleanor Rigby by the Beatles, of course, Get Lucky, Daft Punk featuring Nile Rodgers, of course, Black by Pearl Jam. All fantastic songs. Quite often you're going to find G chord and C chord with each other. So being that we haven't learnt the G chord yet, you might find some of the songs that you think, oh, this one's got a C chord in it, but you're going to find a G chord in it. Just wait. We're going to be tackling the G chord next lesson. So just this.
Yeah. I am not looking forward to... This is going to be a disaster in many ways, this practice.
This 1 week or two's worth of practice on these songs or any other ones that you've got that you're working on, and we'll be through. As far as the big question of when to move on, you're probably kind of familiar with the drill, right? So I want you to have memorized the note circle so that you're familiar with your sharps and flats.
The note circle, did it start on C? I don't even remember what it started on. I don't know, I have a feeling it probably logically would start on the C, but I don't know. I remember A and B and C was on the right side, like there. Or like there. That means there must have been an A before it. And then probably, I don't know, what comes before the A? E. E comes before A, so it probably started on an E. E, A, no, E, E sharp, A sharp, B, then C, then D, then E, then then D, then D sharp, then E, then F sharp, then G, and G sharp, A, A sharp, B. I'm so confused right now, so I'll just play.
Flats and which notes are white notes and how tones and semitones work, that kind of thing is just a one-off memorization of that. You should have memorized the C chord as well, of course, all of the other chords that we've learned before. The 1 minute changes but involving the C chord that we've talked about specifically, trying to get it over 30 changes in a minute, preferably a little higher if you can, but 30 would be a good minimum now at this point.
Nope.
The strumming, you should be confident at making your own strumming pattern up and practicing it with a metronome at a reasonable tempo, say between 80 and 100 beats per minute. Really trying to feel the down strum with the click. For some people that's going to be really difficult. If that's you and you're really struggling with it, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll make another video just to focus on the strumming stuff, like a play along strumming video or something. Strumming is generally considered to be the hardest part of learning
Videos
the
are not
guitar.
going to help.
Okay,
at this
learning to
point.
strum in time and not letting the strumming go when you make the chord changes or if you fumble on the changes. That's the hardest part, and that's why I recommend so much my beginner song course app. Not just that it's a product that I want you to buy, but we designed it so that you're working on keeping your rhythm consistent, playing along with a backing track. It's the closest thing you're going to get to the real world of having these drums, bass, or other musicians or whatever to play along with. Really keeping on that timing, you know.
Technically, a virtual reality system would be the closest thing. You put on your headgear, and you see some fake people playing, or maybe they can be real people playing in their own houses, and but you see like a cartoon version, or maybe like a holographic version. But anyway,
Trying to keep that strumming hand nice and consistent and even. That is the key thing there. The riff doesn't matter. It's just an exercise. See how good you can get it by next time. And the songs. One of the songs that you choose to work on, maybe getting it to a reasonable level where you can play it through, but there's not really a specific like, now you're good enough. That would be really complicated to try and figure out. So just where you feel kind of happy with at least one of those songs. Remember, in your song practice, you don't have to do loads of different songs. You could just put all of your energy into one song. That is a good idea as well. Depends a lot on your personality type. I like doing a few different songs, and then I tend to focus on one for my, for my repertoire. But
my personality type is failing. So failure after failure. So I don't really want to be skipping around different songs because I want to get one, as good as I can get it before moving on. Mostly.
But it's up to you. Some people will prefer to have lots of different songs that they work on to keep them interested. Other people will get more satisfaction from really nailing down one song. You have to make that decision for yourself. So wishing you an awesome week or two of practice, and I'll see you for more very soon.
This is going to take a lot longer than a week or two. Somehow I looked at when my last stream was, and it was 10 days ago, and I was kind of shocked. And my last video on YouTube was like 9 days ago. So that was just goes by like nothing. But I have been trying to write my book, that's why. And failing at that, so it's kind of a waste anyway. But anyway, this is gonna be absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. Finger stretch, I think I can do that one okay. Time is 3:06, so I'll just do it like that. I won't get the timer out. Let's try. I'm not going to make it go up because I still feel it's a bit of a stretch even down here. Oh no, what am I doing? I think my E thick string is my least favorite string. Don't know why, it just never sounds good. It probably needs changing, but all of them need changing, so don't know why. 2 minutes is up. Now a key, not key, C chord perfect, 1 minute. So let's do that. C chord. Yay! It worked. First time. Oh, now I have to take it off. Oh no. Well, I think that's been a minute. Perfect chord you struggle. Oh well, C chord again then, for another minute. Another minute. Oh no, chord change is going to be terrible. What does OMC mean? Oh, 1 minute change, A minor to C. Okay, I think this is C minor. Everything feels weird once you've been away from it for a while. In this case it's only been 10 days, but makes you doubt yourself whether this is actually an A minor, whether this is actually an E. But well, I probably will need a timer for this one actually. I might actually need a timer for this. Yeah. So timer. Okay. Well, it's not doing it. Well, that's not good. Do I need to zoom in or zoom out? There we are. So, what is this one again? A minor to C, 1 minute. This is going to be absolutely terrible. A minor to C. I'm going to take this one out in case it falls off. Falls out my ear onto the guitar. This is going to be so bad. I think I'm going to add like 10 seconds just so I can ready myself maybe. Okay. A minor to C. Okay, I was so confused there. But you know what I realized is that before I got 31 kind of. I don't know how accurate everything was, but I realized that I shouldn't be playing the 5th string. I mean, even though it's muted, I think I'm supposed to just play it from the 4th string. And muting the 5th string is just in case you accidentally play it. But in my case, I've actually like deliberately been playing the muted strings, so that makes it more complicated, I think. I don't remember what he said in the video, whether you're supposed to play that or not. So yeah, let's just click on this C chord vid. There should be a diagram. Yeah, it says don't play the thickest string, but for some reason I was playing it because you're supposed to mute the strings, so that kind of made me play it, which simply because my finger was there. So I think I would have done it faster if I wasn't so worried about muting it, you know. But I still got 30, I think. Now C to E minor is next. Okay, so C is here. E minor is here. This is kind of a tricky one. Yeah, C to E minor. Okay. 3, 2, 1. I'll wait until it goes down to a minute so I don't cheat. 3, 2, 1. 1. Well, I got to 35, but again it felt, this time I wasn't worried about muting the string so much, or hitting the 6th string. But this time it felt really messy, everything just sounded really chaotic. So I don't know if I was playing it right, or if it's just my strings being messed up, which they undoubtedly must be at this point. But yeah, I don't know why. E minor. I mean, that does sound kind of like a crazy chord, to be honest. It does sound kind of wild. in C. I'm not looking forward to hearing what a C minor sounds like, if there is a C minor. Must be, probably. Anyway, so I got 30 and 35, so that's good. Problem is the strumming pattern stuff, which is my nemesis, and that riff is coming up, and song work I've not done yet with the C chord. Why is there no link here for strumming? I want to find some strumming. I guess I'll just go to his video then and find something.
Hey, how you doing? Justin back with you. I hope you enjoyed that.
I know he said to make one up, but I don't think that's a good idea. Not really a good idea.
For your practice, and the big deal, the big thing, try and get that focus on the feeling of being very precise. I keep using this word try to, but
he meant to use a metronome. I forgot. I have a metronome. I just never use
relaxed
it.
and trying to make just a little. I think if you concentrate on being relaxed and
didn't you say 180?
as soon as you're kind of with it, you want to try and relax your whole feeling. Your whole personality should be relaxed and trying to sit with it. Okay, it's almost, I keep using this word try to, but it's about not trying. It's about just letting it happen. And it's kind of it's one of those things, it's a really difficult thing to teach. But I think if you concentrate on being relaxed and trying to make it feel nice, that's the best way to find that thing on your own.
And I've forgotten how to use the metronome anyway at this point, so a bit confused. It says 100 tempo and beat 4, so I don't know what it's meant to say.
Some of that is your own personal journey as well. Just a little thing as well to start being aware of is dynamics, which is
he said in this video,
play a long strumming video or something. Circle, so that you're familiar with your sharps and flats and which notes are white notes and how tones and semitones work. That kind of thing is just a one-off memorization. Changes in a minute. Difficult. If that's you and you're really struggling with it, let me know in the comments and maybe I'll make another video just to focus on the strumming stuff, like a play along strumming video or something. Strumming is generally considered to be the hardest part of learning. Difficult. Then we've got 2 minutes on strumming, so working with a metronome, picking a strumming pattern and trying to keep it nice and consistent, possibly exploring variations every 4 or 8 bars if you want, but most importantly, working on it, feeling relaxed and playing it with the metronome and getting your synchronization with the metronome really strong. So your down strum and the down click on the metronome are happening at exactly the same time. That's really the big key thing you should be working on there. We've got then 2 minutes on working on the big key thing. The down click on the menu is synchronization with the metronome really strong. So your down strum and the down click on the metronome are happening at exactly the same time. That's really the big key thing you should be working on there. We've got then 2 minutes on working on your riff on Come As You Are. Like I said, we're not trying to nail that riff by the next lesson. It's an exercise, it's a riff, it's good fun. Hopefully you enjoy doing it. So just give it 2 minutes of trying your best to keep the notes nice and clear, working on your picking, making sure you're picking on one note at a time, the notes are working out right.
I have no idea.
Lots of things to think about and learn.
I don't know what beat to put it on. And I don't know how to use it. I don't know. That sounds really fast. I don't know what to do because, like, if I leave it on this, which part am I supposed to be strumming the 1 on? Volume come up on this thing. Maybe I'll take this off. It sounds quite slow. now I need to choose a thing. Strumming.
Robotic, it's about it feeling good.
Wait, I'll just wait a minute. Does it say anything here? Okay, how to practice with a metronome. Remove strums, add strums. It does have a free metronome too, but I'm kind of lazy to do that, so doesn't say how many beats per minute though. What the tempo should be. Hmm. 120. Like that just feels way too fast. I don't even know where to begin with that. Is each beat meant to be a strum? Or what? Is each beat supposed to be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4? I've already lost it. No. Confused how to use it. Oh no. I don't think that's how it's supposed to go. So not sure. Not sure whatsoever. It sounds way fast. I guess I'll keep it on 120 since that's supposed to be the average. Now I need to find something to do it with. This one.
Up, 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 down, up, 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 which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and then just putting into.
It would be useful if he used a metronome in his video, so I'd know how to play it with the metronome.
Variations that can be and 3 and 4 and.
Oh, now the problem is no, I can play this and then look at it here. I think this is my favorite one for some reason, this pattern. I don't know if I'm on time, behind time. I think I'm behind, or ahead, or something. It sounds so fast. No chance of changing chords, I think. See, now I'm conscious of whether I'm in time or not, and I don't think I am. But now I realise I'm supposed to be skipping a beat on my down, so when I'm hearing it, I shouldn't be trying to get every sound. But that just makes it confusing. My finger is digging in. I think that was quite good, the last one, because I was actually hearing the beat in between my up strums where I wasn't playing. I think I'll quickly move on now. I will definitely quickly move on. Wait, how do I stop this beeping? There we go. Next is, again, I feel like I need like all day to practice that. Oh no, it's the riff, the dreaded riff that I didn't even manage to do. Okay, what was it? I can't even can press on the note on the string very well. Then what was it? I've forgotten. Then I don't know. What? Mine did not sound like that. What? Okay. Well, yeah, it's the open string I'm missing at the end there. Oh no. Maybe it's my tone that's all wrong. I don't know. Well, I'm getting somewhere, sounding kind of similar now. What happens if I put this down? Whoa. That sounds way better. Wait, what happened? What's going on? It's not picking up the pickup. Why? What's happened? Yay! I think that's okay. But it's the next bit that kinda gets me.
Hey, how you doing?
What? Yeah, that last bit I can't keep up with.
1, 2, then first finger and the first fret of the thicker string to the open. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and
Wait.
3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and Here we've got second
I don't get the last bit. I don't get it. It's too confusing.
and 3 and 4 and 1, 2.
Okay. And then it's what? Here? I don't know. I don't know.
Then first finger on the first
And-
fret of the thickest string
Yeah.
to the open.
And
1,
what?
2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3
Wait,
and
what's happening
4
here?
and 1
Okay.
and
What? I'm so confused.
3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and
Yep.
4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3.
So that's wrong. Uh,
4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and here
for
we've
some
got
reason,
second
I'm just
finger
not
down.
processing this part.
3, 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and here we've got second finger down and 3 and 4 and here we've got second finger down in the second fret of the fifth string, 1 and 2. Second finger down in the second fret of the fifth string, 1 and 2. Second finger down in the second fret of the fifth string, 1 and 2. And so playing the thicker string, second fret on the fifth string, 1 and 2 and 3 and rhythmically that might and playing the thicker string, second fret on the fifth string, 1 and 2 and 3 and rhythmically that might feel a little bit difficult, 1 and 2 and 4 and
Whoa.
2
What's
and
going on there?
rhythmically that might so finger down in the second fret of the fifth string, 1 and 2. So playing the thicker string, second fret on the fifth string, 1 and 2 and 3 and rhythmically that might feel a little bit difficult, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 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 2 and rhythmically that might feel a little bit difficult, 1 and 2 rhythmically that might feel a little bit difficult, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1.
What was the fourth?
2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Rhythmically that might feel a little bit difficult, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 second fret on the 5th string, 1 and 2 and 3, and rhythmically that might feel a little bit difficult, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3, and rhythmically that might feel a little bit difficult, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and rhythmically 1 and playing the thicker string, second fret on the 5th string, 1 and 2 and 3, and rhythmically that might feel a little bit difficult, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and
I don't remember anything.
1 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Now, some of you might find the count and counting the rhythm there a little bit difficult.
I'm so confused.
It kind of is a little bit difficult, to be honest, and for this kind of riff at this stage on your Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we
I'm
are
so
checking
confused.
out the riff to Come As You Are. There's a little bit more.
Wow, maybe I should slow it down. Ah. What?
Hey, how you doing?
I don't remember already. This is just, for some reason I'm so stuck on this. No. I've already forgotten this part now. So, yeah.
Thicker string twice. both down strums. So we're going to use down picks all of the way through here. Then first finger in the first fret of the thicker string, second finger on the second fret of the thicker string. Worth noting that this is actually beat 1, so we have 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1. Okay, so when we start
Still don't
looking at the
understand this
rhythm
side.
count as well, it's quite kind of important to know the rhythm here. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 2, and
Yeah, so I forgot you don't put the finger on the 4th string, you leave it on the 5th string. For some reason I thought you moved it onto the 4th string. But yeah, it's open the 4th string.
3, 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1. So now we're going from the 2nd fret. We play open A, that's the open 5th string, back to the 2nd fret on the thicker string, open A string, that's open 5th string, then we play twice on the 2nd fret of the thicker string again. Then first finger on the 1st fret of the thicker string to the open. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and here we've got 2nd finger down in the 2nd fret of the 5th string, 1, and
Which string is he doing now?
string,
The
1,
top one.
and 2, and so playing the thicker string, 2nd fret on the 5th string, 1, and 2, and 3, and rhythmically that might feel a little bit difficult. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 1, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, 2, and 3, and 4.
This part I just don't get.
2, 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and feel a little bit difficult. 1 and 2, a little bit difficult. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5th string. 1. 2nd fret on the 5th string. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and on the 5th string.
I was having it on the 4th string all this time.
And 2 and 3 and rhythmically that might feel a little bit difficult. 1 and feel a little bit difficult. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3.
Now this part I don't understand.
And
Where's this coming from?
2 and 1, 4 and 1, 2 and 3, 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and
Wait. 2. This riff is driving me crazy. I don't understand. Oh no. I think I'll quickly move on because it's been more than 5 minutes. And now I'm going to suffer doing songs for Module 5. Oh no. So, I'm going to do the Daft Punk one. I think. Maybe. Although Eleanor Rigby has the link and Daft Punk doesn't have the link, so. Pearl Jam Black. I think I reacted to Pearl Jam Black. I've reacted to a couple of songs. And those are the only songs I've heard by Pearl Jam. So. Yeah. He doesn't have a video for Daft Punk. So. I might have to be stuck with Eleanor Rigby, which means I might get some copyright issue. Unless I go for the Pearl Jam one. Let's see. E. Oh, A minor, C, E minor, and D. Daft Punk one has. That's 4. So, yeah. Let's see the Pearl Jam one. Let's see this Pearl Jam one. E A. I kind of want to do the Daft Punk one, but I don't know if he has a video on it. Maybe I don't know, listen to the song and try and work it out. Wait 1 minute. Wait 1 minute. Well, he actually does have whatever this means. Boss Katana patch. Get Lucky and Daft Punk now available. What is a patch? I don't know what a patch means. This is on his YouTube. I don't know. Oh, here's one. Oh, this is a ukulele lesson for Daft Punk for some reason. And here's an acoustic guitar one, but that's someone else. I think I'll stick to what's on the website just to make it easier. Pearl Jam Black. I don't remember how this goes. Oh no, it doesn't have the music with it. That's fine, I guess. Wow, why is this so long, this video? Why is it so long? What chord is that? Because I don't think I've learned that chord yet. What chord is that? Here it says it's only C, C, E minor, D, E. So, let's see what this Eleanor Rigby one is. That's for his app. Don't want to get stuck with it. Okay. Well, this is an older video, clearly. The oh no. What's up with his guitar? These keys are open. Kinda looks like it's got something off that's supposed to be on. A little bit odd looking. I have no idea how to play this.
Hey, how you doing? Justin here. Today we are checking out Black by Pearl Jam. Incredible song on loads of different levels. It's a great one for beginners because you can play it with just easy open chords, but more advanced guitar players can get into the bar chord grips and have a look at a D-shaped bar chord and some little filly things. I'm not going to go through all of the intricate lead lines that are going on through the verses. If you want some more details on that, I have a lesson called Hendrix Mayfield Rhythm Fills over on the website. It is almost all kind of based on that idea, so that if you check out that lesson and then give the track a listen, you'll probably pick up a lot of that stuff. So let's start off by looking at the basic chord progression, then we'll go through and talk a bit about the rhythm, and then we'll revisit the more complex intro parts with the bar chords and stuff. So the basic progression for the verses is bar of E, bar of A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence there for the verses. So starting off with a regular E chord, B, bar stuff. So the basic progression for the verses is bar of E, bar of A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence there for the basic progression for the verses is bar of E, bar of A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence there for the verses. So starting off with a regular E chord, you have the sheets of empty A chord, untouched E of A. Set nicely. E spread A. It's up for the verses. So starting off with a regular E chord, you have the sheets of empty A chord, untouched E of A. Is that nice? D spread out B A B, as her E chord once did. The second bar of B, same thing again.
I'm a bit rusty on these chords.
There's the second bar of B. Now we go into the chorus.
Oh, no. Don't throw the C on me all of a sudden. I feel like I need to keep this down, this volume on my guitar, so I can hear what he's doing a bit. Even though it's not doing much.
Starting off with a regular E chord, you have the sheets of empty A chord. You have the sheets of... So, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the sheets of empty A chord, untouched E of A. Is that nicely? D spread out B A me,
Oh no.
as her E chord once did. And the second bar of B, same thing again. E, her A chord revolved her E around her soul to A. And E, the eighth, as E chord is turned. And there's the second bar of E. And now we go into the chorus. C.
No!
And there's the second bar of E. And now we go into the chorus. C.
No.
That I, second bar of C, with every minor.
Oh no.
2 bars. No, see, I know she seed me on that she E minor for 2 bars. And now my D chord hands chafe pursue the clouds of what was every E minor, and then back to D, and then down to C, tattooed every...
This is a nightmare of a practice thing.
E. Bar of A, bar of E, A, E, and 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence there for the verses. So, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the sheets of empty A chord, untouched E of A. Is that nice? D spread out B A B, as her E chord once did. The second bar of B.
Oh.
Same thing again. Her A chord revolved her around her soul to A.
I thought it was another E again.
As E chord is turned. There's the second bar of E. And now we go into the chorus. See all that second bar of C, with every minor for 2 bars. Now see, I know she seed me on that she E minor for 2 bars. And now my D chord hands chafe to see the clouds
No!
of what was every E minor.
I'm actually so out of practice with the D chord at this point because I've been practicing D minor for weeks. And yeah. D minor chord changes to E minor and A minor. D has gone off practice. It doesn't sound good.
And then back to D, and then down to C, tattooed everywhere. So interesting thing there.
I'm not going to remember any of this.
With the chorus part, it's got the 2 bars of C, 2 bars of E minor, 2 bars of C, 2 bars of E minor, but then we go into this section where we've got the D chord, and it goes D, C, E minor, D, C, E minor, D, C, E minor.
There's
Just
no
one
point
bar.
me finishing the rest of this video because strumming pattern is a nightmare. Rhythm tips, intro chords. I think this chord progression is enough.
The basic progression for the verses is bar of E, bar of A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic of A. The basic progression for the verses is bar of E, bar of A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. Bar of A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the bar of A. The basic progression for the verses is bar of E, bar of A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of
So
E. That's
3
the basic
and then
sequence there
2
for the
E.
verses. So starting off with a regular E chord, you have the shades of empty echo, untouched of A. Set nice. Spread out behaving as her chord once did. Same thing again. Her echo revolved around her soul to and the angel as yours turned. Now we go into the chorus. See all that second by was every for 2 bars. She that she minor for 2 bars. And now my decoy hands chief perceive the clouds of what was every minor. When back to D, and then down to C.
This D minor is a nightmare as well. This is getting to the part where everything feels really difficult. The strumming, the chords, the chord changes, the riff, everything is tough. Maybe it was like this with the other modules, but maybe I've just forgotten how difficult it was at the beginning. I don't know.
Bar of A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence there for the verses. So starting off with a regular E chord, you have the shades of empty echo, untouched of A. Set nicely. Spread out behaving as her chord once did. Same thing again. Her echo revolved around her soul to end. And the angel as yours turned. Now we go into the chorus. See that I second was every for 2 bars. See, I know
Oh no,
see me
I thought we were on to D.
that she minor.
Oh no.
For 2 bars. And now my decoys chafe perceive the clouds of what was 2 bars of C, 2 bars of E minor, 2
Everything
bars of C.
is terrible. I definitely did prefer it with the app. Definitely would be worth it to buy if I had any money, but you know, maybe I'd use some more. Lessons and song app. Wow. This was cool. It was nice seeing, you know, where you're supposed to strum, since I'm not familiar with the song as well.
The basic progression for the verses is bar of E, bar of A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence of the verses. So, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the shades of empty A chord, untouched of A. Set nice. D spread out B A. Chord once did. And the second bar of E.
Oh.
Same thing again.
I forgot that it goes from D to C.
A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence there for the verses. So, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the shades of empty A chord, untouched of A. Set nice. D spread out B A. As her chord once did. Same thing again. Her revolved around her soul to A. And the as was turned. Now we have the chorus. See that I second see was every for 2 bars. See how she see that she minor 2 bars. And now my hands chafe perceive the clouds of what was every year, when then back to D, and then down to C, tattooed every minor. So interesting thing there with the chord
Yeah, I was
A,
completely behind.
E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence there for the verses. So, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the shades of empty A chord, untouched of A. Set nice. D spread out B A. As her chord once did.
Oh no!
Same thing again. Her revolved around interesting thing there with
It's
the chorus.
too confusing. Oh, but it's got it here. So. Oh, I'll start again. So, wasn't I supposed to do that twice? I'm not sure. Anyway, here it just says, here it just does the E repeated once. E, A, E, A, E, A, E, E, and then it goes to the chorus, so, I don't know. I'm sure he did that whole thing twice, though. This D is not good. Ah, yeah, those D chords are not doing it correct. There, that sounded better. Wait, why does it say E minor here? I'm confused. Isn't it supposed to say A minor here? It says E minor. E minor, E minor, E minor. It's definitely meant to be A minor, right?
This part. Sheets of empty A chord, untouched of A. Set nicely spread out behind me. A chord once did. Second bar, same thing again. Hooray, revolved around her soul to A. And the A fleeth, and God is turned. Now we go into the chorus. See that I second bar received was every month for 2 bars. Now I know she seed me all that she E minor.
So it's supposed to be E minor. And I've been doing A minor all this time. So, also that finger kind of confuses it, because I don't think that finger is pressed down, because E minor is just these two. Kind of bad that I didn't even recognize the chord isn't the same, but...
That she E minor, me on, that she E minor, and now my D chord hands.
I think it's because earlier there was the chord change was E minor to C every time. Well, not every time, but there was an E minor to C in the practice thing that we did.
A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence there for the verses. So, in the second bar of E. E chord. The basic progression for the verses is bar of E, bar of A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence there for the verses. So, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the Shades of empty A chord, untouched of A. So nicely. Spread out B A as her E chord once did. Same thing again.
D chord is letting me down, or I'm letting down the D chord, but yeah.
The basic progression, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the Shades of empty A chord, of empty A chord, sheets of... So, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the Shades of empty A chord, untouched of A. Same thing again. Revolved around her soul to A. And the eighth as was turned. Now we go into the chorus. See that I second bar.
string kind of consistently with the C chord, which I'm not supposed to do.
Sheets of E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence there for the verses. So, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the sheets of empty E chord, untouched of A. There for the verses. So, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the sheets of empty A, untouched of A. Set nicely. Spread out B, A, as the chord once did. The second bar, same thing again.
Getting deja vu now a bit. A little bit. Still not satisfied with that, and I probably won't be. I've definitely done more than 10 minutes, I think, which is what it was supposed to be. I'm kind of annoyed because everything's been terrible today. Haven't even got the riff done, so. Yeah. How long have I been doing this song work for? Definitely more than 10 minutes. It would definitely be easier if I got the amp. Ouch.
A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence there for the verses. So, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the sheets of empty E chord, untouched of A. Set nicely. Spread out B, A, as her chord once did. Same thing again. E, her revolved
minor is
interesting
annoying.
thing there. E, A, E for the verses. It's bar of E, bar of A, bar of E, A, E, A, and then 2 bars of E. That's the basic sequence there for the verses. So, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the shades of empty A chord, untouched of A. Is that nice? Spread out B, A, same thing again. Revolved around her soul to A. And the and now we go into the chorus.
D chord is still tripping me up.
Now we go into the chorus.
Oh no.
She for 2 bars, and my hands chafe perceived of what was every when they entered and then down to see tattooed every. So interesting thing that I know was as he chord is turned. Now we go into the chorus. See that I second by was every for 2 I know she sees that she for 2 bars. And now my tears chafe perceived of what was every and then back to tea and then down to see tattooed every. So interesting thing there.
So, not great. Still the D chord is annoying me. I'll try it one more time maybe and then just see what happens.
The basic progression for the verse, starting off with a regular E chord, you have the sheets of empty A. Regular E chord, you have the sheets of empty A chord, untouched of A. Is that nice? Spread out B. Revolved around her soul to A.
could go all day just doing the same thing, but I'm kind of sweaty in this room as well. So I'll stop there. I guess I'll be doing this all week, practicing this riff. That was difficult. The strumming stuff I still just can't deal with. And this song I think is actually kind of the easiest bit, to be honest. So, and just, well, yeah. I kind of stopped even bothering to mute the 5th string, 6th string, so that might cause some problems. I'm not sure. We will see tomorrow. Bye, 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 bye.